Amouranth was in a domestically abusive marriage for the past 7 years. That's right. Past 7 years, Amouranth has been in a relationship. She's had a husband and the husband was basically dominating her life in every capacity. And from what I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't see everything because I was sleeping for most of it, and then I went back to sleep, and I haven't had time to look into it further. But it seems like, had you met her husband before? No, I did not know that she had a husband. This was something that a lot of people were like memeing about, right? People were like, oh, Amouranth has a secret husband. Amouranth has a secret husband. And it's like, okay, but now you found out that like the secret husband was responsible for the husband being a secret. Like she wanted to reveal it. You know what I mean? And people are still somehow mad at Amouranth. And at that point, I think it's a perfect example of the reality that you just fucking hate women. Like you don't, like this person is a victim in every sense of the fucking word. And you're still finding a way to like flip this on her. You just hate women. That's what it is. I think we saw a lot of that with the Andrew Tate saga where people felt the freedom and the comfort to be able to finally come out with this bold take, right? But it's nuts. It's just fucking completely bananas to look at a situation where someone is like completely brutally victimized by their partner who she was in a relationship with, and this person put his fucking tentacles all around the business and was basically dominating every part of her fucking life, making her stream, okay? Making her stream incredibly long hours, telling her, basically telling her like, we have another tier to go. We have another tier to go. We have to go further. We have to go further consistently throughout the entire relationship. She even had a phone conversation with this dude on stream. She showed. Nah, this is the perfect victim everyone wants, and they're still like, nah, fuck you, you lied. Yeah, exactly. Like it's through and through. It's like almost like a Britney conservatorship situation, pretty much. You know? Do you think Twitch has some sort of responsibility here? Wait, what? Fuck this. I mean, maybe. I don't think so. What? How does Twitch have a responsibility on this? What? What, you think Twitch knew? Anyway. People think just because there's profit, they shouldn't feel sorry for her. Lack of empathy really makes people look really bad. There are so many different camps in the way that people analyze information. When I first looked at it, I couldn't comprehend it. Like, when I first saw this, I could not comprehend it. I was like, how the fuck could this happen? I saw some of the text messages of her husband literally fucking being like, you have to stream or I'll kill your dog. You have to stream or I'll kill your horse. He has control over the fucking bank account. So he's like, I'm going to liquidate every fucking asset by dumping it into like shitty crypto. $250,000 down the drain. $400,000 down the drain. Yeah. Like a nightmare situation. A nightmare situation. saying all of this, and you know, she finally, I guess, had a breaking point. All of her accounts have her husband's number as a 2-factor authorization. Yeah. Basically, here, let's get started on this. Okay, here. Trigger warning: domestic abuse. This is a very serious subject. It's you know, it's weird because like Amouranth is an institution in and of herself. It's weird because like I've met this person. She has you know, assistants with her all the time. Like it's just, anyway. So also puts her Vice video from a while in a different perspective. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, domestic abuse is such a tricky situation to like analyze and encounter and observe and be able to identify, because oftentimes, because it's the closest person to you, both physically and emotionally, that they can get you to stop like revealing anything. They can stop you from revealing everything. This is a person that you trust. This is a person that you, from what I understand, like I've been in an abusive relationship, but I've never seen anything obviously to this degree. I've never experienced anything obviously to this degree, right? I've talked about that in the past. But like, you can literally, you just defend the partner from every instance of victims that I've talked to, from everything I know. These kinds of abusive situations are really hard to interpret from the outside, even if you're super fucking close to these people. You can literally be their friend, okay? You can literally be their friend and not know, because, you know, because they'll just hide it. They don't want to believe it personally. You might be in a fucking abusive relationship without recognizing it right now. You might be in an exploitative relationship without recognizing it currently, because you're like, I love this person. I've been with this person for so long. That feeling of comfort and security that person has given you throughout that relationship is something that you want to desperately cling on to. And some people are fucking demons and they take advantage of that. And there's a cycle of abuse. And it seems like Amouranth 100% was a part of that cycle of abuse with her domestic partner, with her husband. What I understand, things went south when, and I cannot believe this was the most insane part of this to me. I could not comprehend this. Like, I literally had to ask people how the fuck this happened. Apparently she wanted to go to Disneyland. She had not taken a day off, and her husband was not letting her take a day off from streaming. And she said, if you want to take a vacation to Disneyland, you have to stream 24 hours. And this was that 24-hour stream. Yeah. And this is what like finally caused her to break down, it seems like. And there's obviously probably a lot of information that we're not privy to. But it was a forcible labor circumstance, and these text messages and the phone conversations will basically show that to you. Let's get started with this, though. Like I said, trigger warning. Amouranth has revealed that she has a husband. Along with revealing his abuse, he has threatened to kill her dogs, take all their money, and forced her to stream.
You say you were going to kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the... you know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs and leave. You're asking the question, I'm telling you, and you're answering my fucking, telling you. Literally.
What are you saying? You just told me you were going to kill dogs if I didn't do a 24-hour stream.
Nope, did not say that. Now you're just fucking being a liar.
I'm not
I said I'm going to tell you what I said in terms of the earlier. Are you saying you did not say that?
I tried.
This person is like so insane, okay? The text messages, the things that he is like so comfortable stating, like it blows my fucking mind that a human being can just be like, yeah, no, you're gonna fucking do this. You know what I mean? You're gonna do this, and it is in that moment, like he is so comfortable in abusing and exploiting Amouranth that he doesn't even give a fuck. Like, he's live in front of thousands of people, and he's literally fucking behaving like he has very obviously behind closed doors. That shit is crazy.
To tell you what I heard from you, and then you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say?
What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So what
Prove a point.
point is there improving?
See? You're proving my point right now.
What? I'm asking you to... I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's my point. My point is, are you listening or not? If you're not, then get the fuck out.
I'm literally listening, but you're not making any sense.
Well, no, you're not listening because it makes perfect sense. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you don't get it, I need you to get the fuck out.
Apparently he's a streamer,
Why?
by the way, like, which is crazy. He forced her to continue saying she was single and commit to being a hot tub streamer. So there was a point in the relationship when they started going to therapy, from what I understand. And when they went to therapy, she said that things got a little bit better. Now, of course, this is a cycle of abuse. It's a repeat pattern. Once someone is like abusive to you, it's almost like Pandora's box. I believe in redemption. I believe in leading by empathy, even towards criminals, as I've talked about time and time again. But oftentimes when they're in that situation, it's clear that like most people don't want to fucking grow out of it because they're just waiting for the next moment. They're just waiting for the next opportunity to go back to their old fucking ways. And yeah, from what I understand, there were instances where she wanted to legitimately feel like things were good. And you know, there was this whole like there was this whole, you know, relapse, I guess, after therapy component to it. Things seemingly were getting better, but then he turned around and my mic keeps popping. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how to fix it. Okay, here, I'll lower my fucking noise gate a little bit. I mean, not lower my noise gate, but like I'll lower my voice a little bit more so it doesn't. Anyway, so after that, the hot tub meta popped off, and he was like literally telling her to be in the fucking hot tub nonstop. And once the hot tub meta popped off, you know, that cycle of abuse exploded once again.
The therapist even told him that it's a form of like psychological abuse, and that I'm basically living in a fancy prison. And then he was changed for a bit, and then the hot tub meta arose, and he was like, "Oh, this is an opportunity." And then he turned into an asshole again when I agreed to commit to the grind because it was a good financial opportunity for us. I've been wanting to tell people that, like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married, because it's like our relationship would be better if we just stream them, and it's fighting all the time. But no, Mister, don't say that because it's gonna ruin the business model. It's not time yet. Fuck yourself. I'm done with it. I'm not gonna.
So like, what a lot of people need to understand is, first of all, Amouranth is a very successful sex worker, right? She has a OnlyFans. She does a lot. I respect her. I respect her for fucking grinding nonstop. Didn't even realize that it was also being forced by someone else. But ultimately, sex workers are normal human beings. I know that a lot of people think like, oh, well, they're objectifying themselves, so we can objectify them all the time. This is a concept that we've talked about time and time again on this broadcast, that like, even like, especially sex workers, but even sex workers, if you can't comprehend that, are still human beings when they're not doing sex work, and you're not supposed to be objectifying them. Why am I explaining all this? Because of course these people have wives, these people have husbands, these people have partners. They are normal human beings. They have political opinions. They have real experiences. They're not just like an object of desire. And it's fine to consume that content in the way that it's intended to be consumed, but those boundaries need to remain within the content that you're consuming. The moment that they're not doing that, you're not supposed to fucking behave like an animal, okay? And see, this karı götünü paylaşıyor internette, sen diyorsun ki onlar obje değil. İşte tamam Göksel baba, benim dediğimi anlayabilsen, gerizekalı aklınla, yarrağın kalkmışken bir düşünebilsen, anlardın ne demeye çalıştığımı. Aynen öyle diyorum, evet. İnsanlar kendilerini bu şekilde göstermelerine rağmen hala normal insanlar. Okey? OnlyFans yapmadığı zaman OnlyFans'ci değil. Normal bir insan. Caitlyn. Anlatabiliyor muyum? Hayvan oğlu hayvan. Ayı. Anyway. Probably going to be some fucking Turkish people in here also popping off in identical ways that American people pop off because misogyny is a universal concept. Okay. So. Like I said. She's a human being, regardless of her profession. Sex workers should not be objectified and dehumanized, and it's a genuine issue that they go through. It's one that I did not understand when I was younger either, but you can also change your mind, okay?
Fuck you anymore. You want me to tell them I'm single? It's about to be true, piece of shit. The therapist.
So then he threatened to leave her. So when she says, like, I'm going to leave you.
I'm going to leave.
He has control over her. He has complete financial control over her life. From what I understand, the two-factor authorization, the two-factor authentication is like controlled by his phone number. He has access to the bank accounts. What do you mean how? He was like a husband and a business manager. How do you guys not understand at this point? At first, I didn't fucking get it. At first, I did not understand it. At first, I could not comprehend it either. So I'm being very charitable to people who don't get it. Because I was like, how is this even physically possible that someone can get to this point? Someone can be abused this much. And that is because we're very privileged and very fortunate people, okay? That's the truth. I am a person with a profound amount of privilege that I can't even, it's not within my realm of comprehension. Okay? But that's what this is. One of the things that abusive partners do is basically put their tentacles in every part of your fucking lives. Okay? If this person has been around before she even blew up, she feels as though he knows the real her. You know what I mean? People, when they become famous, have a fear that, like, no matter who they encounter, they are going to want something from them. They're going to want not just who they are as a real human being, who they are when the cameras are off, but just what they can offer them. Okay? So that's one other reason why people like this sometimes can find themselves trapped in a relationship and, like, routinely try to justify it internally in their minds to say, oh, well, this is the real me and this person loves the real me, and, like, maybe it will get back to the good days, the good old days. And this person very clearly took over every aspect of her life, every facet of her life. Okay? Here are some of the examples.
Leave you with 1 million and I'm going to take the rest because I worked harder than you. It's like, and if you don't agree, then I'm going to burn it all in court. I'm going to put it all in fucking crypto. Blah. Just always threats, always threats. All the fucking accounts are like two-factor under his number and he has all like the login information of things, you know. It's like keeps you there with the fear and the threats. And you fear that he's going to do something to your animals. And then he's nice again. And says everything's going to be okay. I'm going to leave you with 1 million.
Then there are some text messages that she had screenshotted from him
like
calling her a dumb fuck, supposedly throwing money away from her accounts and his threats when she wasn't responding to him. This will probably offer a little bit more clarity for those of you who don't understand it. For those of you who are like still having a hard time comprehending it, these text messages, like when I saw them, I was like, this dude is also, and this is not an excuse for his behavior, but it's very clear that this dude is also mentally incredibly unwell. Okay. You don't write shit like this if you are, mentally sound. All right.
Next time when I say plan,
here.
do it. Dumb fuck, do you understand? Like what Plain talking about? It's like, fuck this, I'm calling you. So I disappeared from stream. Take a call. So I'm gonna tell them I can't talk right now. We're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance. About to dump your luggage. From my hotel room. But throwing your stupid merch off the balcony. Proceeding to ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view, like the stream epic, or the clothes, huh? Deleting social media in 1 minute. Buying options that expire and blasting the cash. About to shut down your bank account too. Lag is terrible. Stream is garbage. It's like,
lag is terrible. This stream is garbage. Like, this shit is like, bro. This shit is like an abusive boss. But it's additionally fucked up because if this was just your boss, it would be illegal. It's criminal if this is just your boss, right? But it's not just her boss. It's her husband and also the person that controls every aspect of her life. Think about that. Like the most deranged, psychotic behavior. Gonna donate $250K to Palo Macy in next 2 minutes. $250K gone. I will donate $500K in 3 minutes. If no call in 1 minute, I will absolutely make sure Kieran goes to the meat packing house.
About to delete Twitter in 30 seconds. If you don't call me, my phone's literally off, right? I'm just like, it literally died.
The wording is like a disgruntled parasocial viewer. That's what I thought too. That's the most insane part about it. Like I've read sequence of words like this on the internet a lot. I encounter shit like this a lot in my, I have like stalkers, parasocial fans, deranged people online that are going through like a manic episode or something like that. And it reads exactly in the same way. It's just like, it's crazy. It's like, and I think Kieran is either her dog or her horse. Yeah, here, this is
You know what you are.
I would lock my door, but he broke that too. So,
Best advice I can give during my divorce my grandma gave. This too shall pass.
Both phones from me. And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke, like, this doesn't even have a hinge anymore. And then he also, another day, right from the ST Peach game, he was like trying to smash my phone against my computer, tried to pour monster on my computer,
timing,
and then
but
took
I
the
need
fucking
$50,000.
took like one of the objects in my room. I think it was like one of the chairs or one of the tables, and like hit it against this wall and made this. This was my dog, but this was him. Just like throw stuff. Fucking water
No
bottles
one
and
should
shit,
be
just
putting hands
throws
on
things,
you
and
in
I'm
other
like,
than a
"You throw it at
loving
me." He's like,
manner.
no, I didn't. I threw it in your direction, but not at you, to the side of you. Didn't hit you. Wasn't trying to hit you. Just
Yeah. The wild part about it, of course, because it's fucking Twitch and because it's Amouranth, an institution, the chat was fucking insane. What I mean by that is that, like, people were literally partially being like, fuck you, bitch, you deserve it. People were partially being like, you're lying, whatever. You had the freaks. And then you had the other freaks that were like, oh, baby, you look so hot right now. I would treat you so well. I would treat you much better than that guy, which blew my fucking mind. And it's just like, I see stuff like that. I'm like, I can't, this is insane. Like, it just, how? Like people trying to use this as an opportunity to flirt with her. Like while she's literally going through a fucking mental breakdown. Incels, white knights, and drama frogs. Yeah. You're back from her when you reached out? No, because I don't know who controls her accounts anyway. This clip sums up the husband pretty well, in my opinion.
Make sure that, you know, you are disconnected from everybody else. It's, you know, like if you suddenly have time for friends, he'll be like, oh, no time for friends. Here, we gotta work for the next stream. There you go. Make sure they're disconnected from others as soon as possible, because if they have people to talk to, that means people will realize what the fuck is happening to her. And when they realize,
yeah, this is fucking true as hell.
What the fuck is happening to her, and she's being manipulated and controlled, the jig is up. You see what I mean? It's a classic pimp textbook shit. You know what I mean? Whenever a pimp sees his hoe, you know, like outsourcing or, you know, starting to make new connections, he will fucking strike her down. You know what I mean?
So here's the thing, right? The continuation of this domestic abuse and the continuation of this exploitation relies on Amouranth being isolated from everyone. Because if she feels like she has a comfort, if she feels like she can have a support system outside, this is why partners always should maintain a level of independence in relationships, in loving relationships, in trusting, loving, healthy relationships. Partners should always have something beyond codependency, okay? Because that keeps the relationship healthy. And also on top of that, that kind of independence will allow you to get a cooler head that is outside of the immediate cycle of abuse to offer feedback. Did you meet her husband? Was he the guy that's always backstage with her when she was out and about? No, I don't think that's the guy. I think that's this guy. Where is it? Hold on. I think that's this guy, the guy I met, who was like the content lead for Amouranth. That's not the husband, I don't think. Does it make sense now why I had to stream on Kay's channel all day Saturday at TwitchCon? Also for the skeptics, here's a picture of Amouranth locked out of her hotel in the 911 call I made while he was yelling at her on Monday morning. No, this is like the cameraman and not the husband, and I think just works for Amouranth. I was super stressed about losing my job after Monday, and that stress is what leads good people to turn a blind eye to shitty situations. I'm glad it's all coming to light, and I'm glad I at least tried to do the right thing. A screenshot of a 5-minute 911 dial isn't proof of anything, lol. Still 100% calling this a PR stunt. I mean, dude, homies are fucking brain broken, you know? Dude, if you can't comprehend Amouranth's side in this, it like I'm charitable to a certain degree with respect to like people being like, this is so crazy because like she was such a beacon of like independence. You know what I mean? Like to a certain degree. If you're like, she was such a beacon of independence, how the fuck could this happen to someone who many people, even people close to her, thought was like an independent woman who was, so successful and so hardworking on her own. There's that. But anything beyond that, you know, assuming that this is like a cynical PR stunt, or assuming that this is being done for any other purpose, like, that's crazy. Why the fuck would this be the PR stunt? There's so many other things that you could do for PR. But she have a dozen assistants constantly surrounded. That's what fucks with me the most. The only guy who found his courage was that cameraman. That's what I don't understand. I immediately thought someone needs to get her out of there. You being friends with her. Have you offered asylum? Do you know anyone that has? Of course, man. What the fuck do you mean? Everyone immediately reached out. I know Cutie and Lud reached out. I reached out. Like, but she's not currently answering anybody as far as I know. Okay? Also, this is like a person that makes like around $20 million a month or some shit, dude. I don't think she needs to do a fucking PR stunt on top of anything else. If anything, this ruins her, this ruins certain aspects of her career. What the fuck are you talking about? Was the marriage a secret? I don't know. I never really, like, I had heard that she had a husband or some shit, right? But I didn't really give a shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know. There's this part of me where I'm like, there's this part of me where I'm like, these are still, like, content creators should have an element of privacy in their lives if they choose to. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts. You don't have to know everything. Google says she married someone in 2015. I don't know. I don't want to name drop the guy. It's a different guy now. You know what I mean? Kind of ish. People knew a few years ago, but she didn't talk about it. In her main clip, she says she literally asked her not to do so. So it wasn't even her choice in the manipulation. Yeah, I saw the clips where she basically fucking stated, I saw the clips where she basically fucking stated that she wanted him to be on the stream and stuff. And he was like, no, you need to keep it a secret. You need to keep it a secret. You need to keep it a secret for the content, for the business model. Not the right time.
Gonna donate $250,000 to Polomis. He's like a bird sanctuary he likes. In the next 2 minutes, like the next time when I say plan, do it. Dumb fuck, do you want?
Anyway. Amouranth showed text messages of him calling a dumb fuck. Is she safe now and her dog's with control of the accounts, or is this just happening? This is only just happening. The final moment of the stream, one of her assistants walks in, and then the stream cuts out.
Hello? I haven't gotten any calls. What are you talking about? Why would you ask if I'm taking my...
Now, look at the door behind her. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's like something is moving in that situation, but...
What are you talking about? Why would you ask if I'm taking?
Like the door moves, and that's why you see the reflection of that move. The door opens, but I don't know if that's the assistant talking to her through the door, and she says, "Are you taking your medications?" We don't know what that is. We don't need to know what that is really, but I don't know. And then her internet cuts out. And those are her, from context of this, he's been threatening to turn off her internet the whole time. I did think that it was a weird question to ask as well, especially publicly. Instead of just saying that, instead of saying like, "Are you doing all right? Is everything okay?" Just asking about that, because I think like that is not helpful, and instead cast like can be weaponized by people who have ulterior motives to say that she is not well, and could potentially discredit her story, despite the fact that she has a lot of evidence showing years and years of abuse.
Why
at
did
this
you say
point.
you were gonna kill my dogs?
Oh, here.
I've been wanting to tell people that, like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married, because it's like our relationship would be better if we just stream them, and it's fighting all the time. But no, Mister, don't say that because it's gonna ruin the business model. It's not time yet. Fuck yourself. I'm done with it. I'm not gonna fuck you anymore. Piece of shit. It's fucking working now. No, it's not plugged in here.
Yeah, an effort to make her look crazy is part of it. Did you take your meds? Her silence meds? No, it's just like you say that. If you say that on camera, it's just weird, and it made me feel like because that I met her assistants. They seem like nice people. They seem very close. Like when she went on the Leftovers podcast, like she came to my house. You know what I mean? Like I and these are people that are like constantly around her, right? 24/7. And I thought that it was I one of the things that I thought about immediately when this was coming out was, like how the fuck did nobody in her immediate circle say or do something about it? You know what I mean? And maybe they were afraid of losing their jobs. Like, were they working? Were they working for the husband? I just don't know. But it does strike me as like, it strikes me like almost like a Britney conservatorship situation where everyone is like motivated by the money and control. That the husband has. So their job security relies on the husband, you know what I mean? Like if she can control the bank accounts like that and make these kinds of decisions on Amouranth's behalf when they literally are hurting her. I mean, there's another threat here as well. He made a threat.
Tell me what I didn't say, especially if the context is literally I was waiting for a response. You're just calling me crazy then.
I didn't say you were.
This part is fucking insane because like it's very clearly it's clear that he's gaslighting her, right? In a weird way, like normally I would say, oh my God, it's so much worse to cover this kind of thing. It's so much worse to have this be live on camera. But seems like this is one of those instances where like in a weird way, it seems like the only way to get out of it. You know what I mean? It seems like doing it live is evidence. Like doing it live it makes it permanent. It is all this evidence. And even now, even when she's doing it live, it's very obvious that there are still people that don't fucking believe her. And part of the reason why people don't believe her is because she's a woman. Is because men often do not want to, be empathetic to the plight of women in situations like this, and also because she's a sex worker. So, like, it's just like a double bind of doubly misogynistic shit, where people just like don't see you as a human being in any meaningful capacity, which is why you're like, oh, it must be fake. It must be fake.
Crazy.
No. Dude, I'm gonna give you one last chance. I'm gonna irrevocably fucking destroy.
Like, those text messages are made, like, I have no doubt in my mind that those text messages are real, especially after hearing this, because he is basically saying the exact same shit that he's saying in those text messages, just live, on camera, on a phone conversation, which is fucking nutty. Like, he is so comfortable in gaslighting, in abusing, and controlling this person that she literally can be unhinged like this and not think about it at all. Like, not think about how he's coming across. Doesn't matter if he didn't know it was live, which, by the way, I don't know how he didn't know that she was live. I thought, someone that has that level of control over her life, how the fuck did he not know? There's no shot.
Everything. I can tell you something that shatters you forever, and I'll start tweeting about it too.
But what? Why would you want to do that? I don't understand.
Because you are literally telling me I did not say something that I literally said.
That should be okay to let me.
You're just right here. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. You're about to lose your entire fucking life in terms of everything that's been built because you're too obstinate to just merely accept that you didn't hear a thing. But I'm already very forgiving about that.
Because
But no, you want to go forward. No, you want to go aggressive, and you want to say, no,
Phone conversation was muted at first on stream until he started doing this stuff, threatened the dogs, and then she unmuted. Like, how did this guy not think that this would be live? Like, he wanted her to be live 24/7 on that day, right? So, but he didn't know. This was the Amouranth unknowingly described cycle of abuse to a T.
That doesn't fucking help that, like, all the fucking accounts are, like, two-factor under his number and all the... He has all, like, the login information of things, you know? It's like keeps you there with the fear and the threats. And you fear that he's gonna do something to your animals. And then he's nice again. And says everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm sorry. I won't do that. Don't get...
The only reason why he would have felt secure and safe to be able to have this conversation with her is because he's so confident in his own, like, abuse, right? He's comfortable because he's like, I've done this so many fucking times that there's no shot she's live on camera. You know, because, like, sometimes she just walks away from the camera and it's obvious that, like, from those text messages that he'll be texting her and being like, get the fuck away from the camera right now to talk to me on the phone right the fuck now. Why is your stream lagging? Like, even when it's things outside of her control, why is your stream not at 20K? Right? Like, insane things. So he probably felt so arrogant, so narcissistic, and so comfortable that, like, she wouldn't dare unmute and show this. You know what I mean? He was just, I mean, this is a pimp. Like, he was a pimp. He was pimping her.
therapy, blah, blah, blah. Fuck it. I'm just done.
Alinity, update on the Amouranth situation?
I will cover this
I don't know why you guys are spamming this clip. This is nothing. She did a welfare check and there's nothing that came back, right?
morning, and I saw this stuff on LSF. And I got a little concerned about Ammo. I tried reaching her out, and I couldn't reach her out. So I did a welfare check on her, and the police can't tell me anything about whether or not she's okay, and that's literally all I can do. I would like to hear from her. I would really like that. That's it.
Yeah. I feel a little uncomfortable talking about a friend's personal life on social media, but I also feel stupid for not noticing any of this. As far as I know, she's currently safe, and that's the important part. That's what Peach Jars said. This is her second account, her personal account. I also want to note I trust their support system, and she also has many people around her willing to support her as well. This is rough to see online, but I have full faith in her, is what Peach Jars said. So yeah. Dude, it's like a nightmare. You know what I mean? It's like a scary story that you sometimes think of, that sometimes you hear about, like Munchausen by proxy. Are you guys familiar with this? If you know what that is, it's this like kind of mental illness where you will literally try to poison someone slowly but surely, and it's something that happens regularly. You poison someone slowly, you poison your victim slowly but surely because you want them to be sick and reliant on you, right? And you can do something, you can basically gaslight people around that individual, that victim, into thinking that that person has like issues, you know what I mean? And things like that happen. Things like that happen all the time. What did you say that's called? That's not what this is, Hasan. No. I'm not saying that's what this is. I'm saying that like abuse between individuals that are incredibly close to one another. Munchausen by proxy is usually happens between a mother and a child. That's what it's called. I'm using it as an analogy to get you to comprehend that like people do incredibly fucked up things to people within their immediate circle when they're like they want to create codependency, and domestic abuse is kind of similar in that respect. Who is Peach that she's in that position? Well, Peach also has an OnlyFans. She lives in Texas. She is probably close to Amouranth to a certain degree. She's close in proximity. So they're similar in that the abuser is usually one of the closest people to the person being abused. Yes, I'm using Munchausen by proxy as analogous, right? As analogous to the situation when describing domestic abuse of this sort. It's conducted, these gross actions are conducted by people that are often the closest to the victim, and they develop, they try to build codependency. Have you met her husband? No, I don't think so. So yeah, it is a horrifying situation that Amouranth is in, and I really hope that she'll be able to get through and get away from this as quickly as possible. Let me see if there was more. Amouranth claims her boyfriend was the one asking her to commit to the hot tub meta. I think we covered this, but here.
We went to therapy in like 2020.
And you're using it to game viewers. This is not a serious accusation. This is a cynical one, but I will mention it. As is the case with every single instance that happens, whether it's happening in Twitch or whether it's happening in the real world, I'm using this as an opportunity beyond informing people, but using this as an opportunity, one, to first cover the news, and two, educate people on things like domestic abuse, on things like misogyny, on things like depersonalizing and dehumanizing sex workers and women. That's my overarching goal here beyond getting the word out and doing it in a careful manner.
That doesn't fucking help that like all the fucking accounts are like two-factor under his number and all the he has all like the login information.
Yes, I am very calm. Oh yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy that that, like I said, this happened, happened while, this happened in front of everyone's eyes, pretty much. What's really fucked up is after the yelling and insults and abuse, they flip back for the day or of the week, start being sweet, normal. You feel loved again, like at the beginning, but now and always you're walking on eggshells in a feedback loop. Literally rewrites you as a person. Yeah. Lime with a great take once again, basically describing the cycle of abuse and how it works. What is this? Is Amouranth secretly married?
What's your personal life like? Are you married? Are you living?
I'm married to my work, really. I don't really do anything else. Like this, I live and breathe and eat content.
That's the way to do it. If you want it,
I just I'm not gonna have this opportunity forever.
Yeah, for sure. I know exactly what you mean. I was seeing rumors that you were someone told me you were married, so I guess that's not true.
Just today in my chat, people told me we were married. I feel like I get that every single day. Someone.
Yeah. This is like all the stuff in hindsight that she was mentioning about this. Did you know she had a husband, or was he hidden for you guys as well? Would he even be more manipulative? No, I had no fucking idea. But also, I don't give a shit. That's the difference between me and between me, a normal person, and parasocial viewers who always want to fucking pry into people's personal relationships and personal lives and try to get squeeze more content out of that person, get additional information. It's like people are very entitled about the personal lives of streamers when if they don't want to put it out there, if they're not putting it, if they're not openly talking about it, it shouldn't be up to you. Ha ha ha, Hasan thinks he's normal. Well, I guess I'm a little bit more normal than you are if you think that you're entitled to someone's private fucking life like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. The level of entitlement is fucking crazy to me. Aren't you friends? Weird thing to hide from friends. It doesn't change. We're not super close friends or anything. We're peers, right? I've hung out with her and stuff, but ultimately, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care, and neither should you really. We're not. I don't know. Anyway, her husband was also trying to fucking hide this. So it was him that forced her to not come out. Kind of important info though. For what reason? What's the reason? Why is that important? And I'm asking this very seriously. I know this is probably going to piss off a lot of people in Twitch chat, especially because if you're in Twitch chat, a lot of you do think that you are entitled to this information. But why do you think it's important? I'm not saying this to like call this person out. Just as a friend or coworker? No, why? Why? Like, my opinion of Amouranth would not change if I found out that she was married or not. You know what I mean? I don't think it changes anything. Like, for people saying like, oh man, you know, what about fucking fans? What about fans like that she lied to? It's like, well, okay, she doesn't, you're not entitled to know if she's married or not. You know, you're not entitled to know what people want to keep private about their own lives. I think that that's normal. I don't know. It's hard to get this point across, but you're not. You know, if someone is not fucking telling you something about their private lives, that should be, those boundaries should be respected. And I think people will like turn around and be like, well, you asked for this to happen because you are a Twitch streamer. So you have parasocial stands or whatever. But it's like, well, those people fucking maintain the boundaries. You are the one who's not. So what's up with you, you fucking freak? There's no such thing. Anyway, that's unrelated though. I mean, the husband is manipulative fuck, probably, but playing into the whole I am single will ask directly. She's dishonest too. Bro, she says she wanted to come out with it. What the fuck are you talking about? But even if she personally didn't want to reveal that information, she has the right to. I think it's crazy that people can't comprehend that. Can and should set boundaries as a content creator with your own audience and with everyone else that extends beyond it. You're additionally wrong for this take because you're having this take in a circumstance where someone was like very clearly abused into not revealing this information. You already are aware of the cycle of abuse there. But even if there was no abuse, it's just like, what's it to you?